What up, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around. Got the crowd, gone wild. Tell me what you know about that Mem style.
Yo, y'all know what time it is, man. It's the Memphis Jelks Show. I am glad that you guys are here once again, man, supporting the show. You know what I'm saying? It's been, going on 3 years now. Salute to that. All you artists out there, if y'all ain't been a guest on the Memphis Jelks Show yet, y'all snooze. And all y'all artists, all y'all who got artist friends, if y'all ain't told them, man, you need to go do an interview on the Memphis Jelks Show. Y'all snooze. This where you come, man, to get your story heard, man. Get out there, you know what I'm saying? We spreading these messages, man, from here all the way to like China. Yo, excuse me when I laugh tonight, man. Y'all might hear a little phlegm, man, because I'm just getting over a cold. Memphis has some sort of cold virus going around, man, and it's not COVID, and it's not the flu, but a lot of people are getting it, man. It's just people having like runny nose. People are having coughs, coughs galore. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, I'm hearing people just like, coughing galore. So right now would be a good time to get back to your practice of washing your hands everywhere you go. You might want to wear some gloves in the grocery store. Shoot, you hear that? Excuse me. Whoa, hear that? You might want to, you know what I'm saying, get back to spraying your bags with Lysol when you walk in the house from the grocery store. For real, though, you know what I'm saying? Act like it's COVID 2.0, even though it's not COVID. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Thanks for tuning in once again, man. Y'all know we bring nothing but the hottest guests, nothing but the smartest, most intelligent, most extravagant guests on the show. And we here to help, you know what I'm saying? So you see the number down there, 901-410-0123. Y'all can call it at any time, man, and you know what I'm saying, interact with us, you know what I'm saying? Pick our brain. We don't know everything. We don't claim to know everything. We just giving y'all our life experiences, our stories, and we're just hoping that it helps in one way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? If you want to spread the word, you know what I'm saying, about the show, if you on Facebook, all you got to do is hit that share button down there. If you on YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe, or whatever they say that you're supposed to say. And then on Twitter, retweet. I can't even laugh about the word retweet tonight because
Sybil Preston or Sybil Presley, the pothole lady.
Hey, we got a call early in the show tonight. Caller, let me introduce the guest first, caller, and then once the guests get introduced, then I'm gonna open up the phone lines, and I want everybody to, you know what I'm saying, call in and holler at us. Just a few minutes. Thank you. I am so grateful, you know what I'm saying, for everybody who calls, everybody who interacts with the show. Shout out to Guapville Morgan, he out there. Apostle Teresa Rucker in the building. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all. If you on LinkedIn, I'm airing this one on LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? Anything that has something to do with business and priority, or that's life-changing, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? I air these on LinkedIn. So there's a lot of people on LinkedIn who needs to hear this message tonight. Even if you didn't know you need to hear this message tonight, you in the right place. You on the Memphis Jelks Show. Welcome. Everybody welcome. And everybody's welcome to call in too. The caller you call back, you hear me? Right after I introduce tonight's guest. Tonight's guest is a superstar in many fields. Not only is she a writer, but she's a movie director. Not only is she a movie director, but she's an actress. Not only is she an actress, but she's a financial advisor and much, much more. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the one, the only. I pushed the wrong button. The one, the only.
Drums, please.
Emily Pearls Kirk is in the building.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Jacoby. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you. How are you doing?
I am so excellent. Thank you so much. And it's an honor and pleasure to be here with you tonight.
Thank you. Welcome to the Memphis Jelks show.
I am happy to be here. You know, I've just got to tell the audience, I just heard about Jacoby about a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. As you all know, I have a show of my own, and my co-host, the co-hostess of the Moses, Sybil Marie Presley, has a new record and video out. So she sent it to me. And when I heard it, I almost fell to the floor. It is the bomb. And she told me that Jacoby and his music team was the one who did the video. So he has a production team as well, but he also has a recording studio. And he did the music, and it's a bluesy song. Y'all know I love me some blues, right? Big Mama Pearl loves some blues. So that's how I met Jacoby. And Jacoby, I just got to tell you, you and your crew are the most talented that I've heard in Memphis in a long, long time. And I'm so jealous that I'm going to get y'all to do me a song too.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's sweet. I appreciate that, Miss Pearls. I appreciate that.
You are so welcome. You deserve it.
Thank you.
And I learned a long time ago, and everybody knows that I'm a senior citizen, so I have wisdom. But I learned a long time ago, if you can't say nothing good, just don't say nothing at all. So believe me, I have met people who thought they had talent, and I would just go, but I didn't say nothing at all. I didn't say anything, right? I just want you to know that you are one of the greatest, one of the best. You're gonna be the new Bill Street star of Memphis. Everybody's gonna be coming to Bill Street. Everybody's been coming to the Liberty Bowl and FedEx Forum to hear the Memphis Jelks. And further on down the road, I know it.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for taking out the time of your busy schedule to join us tonight. We appreciate it so much. It's an honor and a true blessing to have you on the show. You've done so many great and wonderful things in this world, and people need to know it. So that's what the show is here for, so that we can shine the light on people who, you know what I'm saying, who deserves the light to be shined on them, whether they believe it or not. Because I know if you're a humble person, so a lot of times people, they don't like to toot their own horns, but you don't toot your own horn. You put the work in. You put the work in, and your work speaks for itself.
Talking. I don't believe in talking if you can't walk the walk.
That's what I used to have, like a crew of people who used to be around me. They all, you know, wanted to be artists and stuff, and they would like to sit around and talk about being artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ain't around no more.
I know what you mean. And you know, people just don't understand, and a lot of people don't like to do this. But let me tell you this. If you know that you are a successful person, or that you're even trying to be successful, and you've got people around you in your circle that just don't have the same vision or the same goals that you do have to let them go. And it hurts. And they get mad at you. And they talk about you behind your back. but you are doing your goal. This is your journey. And you cannot have negative people around you or people that's trying to hold you back or people that don't have the same vision, because if they're not on board with you, they're going to sink your boat. And I just want to share that with everybody. I've had to let a lot of people go, that have been in my circles
Wow.
because they didn't have the same vision that I had. They didn't have the same goals. Not that they weren't good people. Now,
Mm-hmm.
don't get me wrong, but it's just that we had different directions to go. So, I just had to ease them on off.
Yeah.
like, what's that song say? Ease on down the road.
That's
I
what I
had
was
to
thinking. When you said that, that's what I was thinking.
I, I had to let them ease on down the road. Okay.
It is hard, you know what I'm saying? That's another lesson that we have to teach to the youth, coming up if you're going to be in this kind of industry.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the tough lessons that you're going to have to learn, and the earlier that you learn that lesson, the better.
That's right. That's right. Because I've had a lot of people to come on my show and be co-hosts,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gone. But the original person that had the same goal that I had
Mm-hmm.
and still have the same goal that I have and the same path, same journey is my best friend in the whole wide world. And that's Summer Marie Presley. And they don't understand, you know, why is everybody else gone?
Shout
Yeah.
out to Sybil Marie Presley.
Shout out to Summer.
Hey!
Love Sybil. She's on her way back. She is visiting. She was visiting her family in Alabama, but she calls her home Memphis, but she has two homes. So she should be back with me on my show by Friday night. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
so we wish her a safe journey home.
I was watching your movie, and I saw.
Oh, you got a
Sybil.
chance to watch it?
Yes, yes. Oh man, it's amazing.
Thank you.
It's amazing to even be like, to have a movie director on my show. Like I got a million questions to ask you about how to make a movie, because I want to make a movie and I would love to get some insight from you on how to do it. So
you want to make a successful movie?
I want to make
a lot
successful
of people,
movie.
a lot of people make movies. Yeah, we got a lot of independent movie makers in Memphis that have made movies.
Mm-hmm.
And not that their movies weren't good, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to know how to make a successful movie to get it distributed. Because those people that distribute movies and film and series, they know what they're looking for. They know what the quality is supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have, they made their movies, but they didn't go anywhere. And that's the hardest part for a movie maker or a filmmaker, especially independent filmmaker. When they find out, you put all this work in, you put all these hours in, but it just you get to show it at your local theater, and that's as far as it goes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and it's heartbreaking, and I understand that. And then you got the other circle of movie makers where they think that if they pay this money and enter their film into these film festivals, that they'll get a chance to get their film chosen to be produced and put, worldwide
Mm-hmm.
or even national.
Mm-hmm.
But and I didn't know anything about movie making. I mean, my as my show, as a host of my show, Sybil and I have done many of red carpets. We filmed many events here in Memphis, but and in other states too. But as far as putting a whole movie together and then distribute it, getting it distributed, I had to learn that. And guess what? There was only one person that taught me, every little single step. There was only one person that advised me on every little move. And do you know who that was? Can you guess who that was?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say it was Miss Sybil Presley.
Well, no.
Okay, I need the button. I need the button where I got it wrong. The
That's okay. No, it was my Heavenly Father, God,
Wow.
and my Savior Jesus Christ. Because I was sitting up, I'm a avid TV couch potato, right? So I was watching the TV one night, and the Spirit came to me and said, "You should make a movie." I was like, wait a minute, God, hold it, just a minute. Okay, and look, I know how to direct at the red carpets and tell the camera what need, I know how to interview people on the red carpet. What do you mean make a movie? The Spirit said, make a movie. I said, okay, I know I can't refuse you because I know the story of Noah and the ark, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But what am I going to write about? That's the problem. I know I've written poems, I've written songs, but what do I write about in the movie? And the Spirit didn't it didn't answer me right away. It was about 2 weeks later, Jacoby, when the Spirit came to me again and said, "You write about what you know." I said, "That's true." I learned that part in creative writing when I was in college.
Yep. Wow.
And that's the first mistake that a lot of filmmakers make, independent filmmakers, is that they write about things they know nothing about.
Sounds like certain rappers, but go ahead.
But when you write about exactly what you know, and you can check facts, and you can find the research to support what you already know, that's your success right there. That's your first step. That's your first milestone, is to stop writing and trying to film about something that you don't know anything about.
Wow.
Write and film about what you know, because that's where you got the most experience. Mm-hmm. And why do employers want people that's got experience when they hire you? Yeah, you go to a job interview. If you don't have the experience, they're not hiring you, are they, Jacoby?
No, they're not.
And it's the same thing in the film industry. Nobody's gonna distribute your movie when they can look at the movie and see. They don't know what they're talking about. They just film something they don't have any knowledge about. And it's not researched well at all. And that's a toss over in file 13. And that's it. So you got to write about what you know. You need to film about what you know. And another thing, if you're going to be an independent filmmaker, stop copying what another filmmaker has done. And that's another mistake that filmmakers make. They want to go ahead just because they saw another filmmaker's movie be successful, get distributed on platforms like TV, Amazon, Plex, Apple, and everywhere else. They want to copy the same style. It's not plagiarism, but they want to copy the same style. So that's another mistake. So if they can ever bring themselves to stop doing those mistakes, then they can start moving towards success.
That sounds like some more rappers I know.
You're absolutely right.
I got a surprise for you.
You did?
Uh-huh. You ready for it?
Sure.
Drums, please.
Oh, what's going on? My apologies for being late.
Oh, it's in the building.
My apologies for being late. Sound like y'all was having a good show while I was sitting backstage.
Yeah. Well, now welcome. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Glad you came to join us on the Memphis Jelks show tonight.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So you were saying that you need to write about something that, you prayed about it and then the Holy Spirit, he answered back, hey, write about something that you know about. So why did you select AAL, the movie?
Well, I've been watching Perry Mason all of my life. And that's how I could write what I knew about. My aunt, I had a conversation before Showtime about, how I spent all of my childhood in the summertime in New York, right, with my aunt. But when we were home at 6:00 in the evenings on Saturdays, y'all, my aunt would call me out of the park because she and my uncle were caretakers of the old Lincoln Park, so they were provided free housing. Some people that's my age will remember that big old white mansion that used to sit on the top of the hill in Lincoln Park. Well, that's where my aunt and my uncle lived. And I would be out playing in the park, but when 6:00, almost before 6, probably about 5:45, my aunt would call me. You could hear her voice way across the park. Come on in the house. It's Perry Mason time. And I'd come running. She loved it too. So we would sit down in front of our black and white TV, with her black and white TV, and we would watch us some Perry Mason. And so that's how I could write about what I knew about, because I've been watching Perry Mason ever since I was 5 years old.
Wow, that's amazing. So what did you do? Did you like go get a notebook or notepad, or did you just start just writing, or what was that process like?
Well, everybody has their own different style, and most people, and this is what they teach you too. So in a lot of writing classes, and a lot of other film producing classes, they would tell you, you find your theme, you find your setting, and you just got to have your beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't do mine that way.
You set me up with that one. I was all for it.
No.
I'm listening.
I started with my ending. I wanted to know how would it end? What should the ending be? So I started from the ending and worked my way back. Because once I established my ending, then I had to figure out, how do I get to this great ending? Because this ending is super. So I had to go. In other words, like on a clock goes clockwise, right? The hands on the clock clockwise. But when you go the other way, they call it counterclockwise. Yeah. So I went counterclockwise.
Wow.
I started with my ending.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So how because like when I think about that process, it seems to me it seems like a difficult process to write the ending and then go back and write how you got there. How long did it take you to find your voice in writing? Because I can remember going through, high school. English never was. I liked English. I won't say that.
Okay.
I did like English, but I really like science a little bit more than I liked English. But you needed to know English in order to be able to comprehend the stuff in science. So they kind of went hand in hand for me. A lot of writing, but it took me some time, especially when I got to high school and some of those honor classes. It took me some time to find my voice in writing. So how long did it take you to kind of develop your voice in writing and what you wanted the reader to feel and to understand, when you writing out and you putting this stuff together?
Are you talking about for the movie or just
for the
in
movie?
General?
Okay, so probably for both, actually, if you can answer for both, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've always loved English, and I am English major. I have a BA in English. But one thing about it, believe it or not, I hate reading.
Can those two go together?
I hated to read in college. And in English, you have a lot of literature and poems and literature. I didn't mind the writing part, but I hated to read it all, you know. But and I'll tell you the story as to why I hated to read. By the time I got to high school, I hated reading because in elementary school, well, my grandfather would babysit me while the family worked, right? When I was like 3 and 4 years old. And my grandfather, he couldn't read and write, but he knew what the words were. I never understood that. He knew the Bible from front to back. And he couldn't read and write, but he was born on Christmas Day on December the 25th. Okay. So as I got older, I said, well, I guess grandfather just had the gift of Jesus, you know. But he would we'd get mail, you know, the mail come, and we'd get these catalogs back then in those days. I don't mind telling anybody my age because I'm proud to be living in this land of the alive, right? Yeah. And not unalive, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm 76. Just had a birthday in September. Happy birthday. This last month.
Yep. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Thank you. And so my grandfather, back then, we used to get the Sears and Roebuck catalog, and they used to be really thick. And then we'd get the other flyers that used to come from Firestone and the stores like Cresses and Goldsmith, and you know, in the mail, you know, and with the sales of the dresses and you know their merchandise, right? So my grandfather, every day when the mail came, he would go over the mail with me. And he would, on the envelope, he taught me how to read. That was the first thing he taught me, was how to read whose name was whose. His name, my mother's name, you know, and everybody's in the house name, right? Because then we get the mail. And he'd have me identify it. And so he would, whose name is that? And that's your name, Granddaddy. Yeah. Whose name is that's Mama's name. You know, and so that's where he started. So by the time, and I got, we didn't have to wait till we were 6 years old back then to start school. And we didn't have kindergarten back then. You just went straight into the first grade. So I was 5 years old when I got in first grade. And I could read so well that the teachers from grades 1 and 2 on 3 would put me in the front of the classroom to read to the other students to try to help them to read just because I could read. And that put a really bad damper on my spirit for reading. But I still read because before that happened to me, I love to read. But by the time I got to 3rd grade, well, 4th grade, because we left that school, we moved to a different neighborhood. I got a little lazy in my reading. And of course, my mom had to have a little talk with me to bring me back up to snuff. Let me know that I got you got to get back into your reading. And she never knew, God rest her soul as well. She never knew that I didn't like reading anymore. She never knew it. She never knew the reason. But anyway, so when I got to college, I took creative writing, and I knew that I wanted to force myself to read the literature. And so therefore that would help me, you know, to get back into serious reading, right? Yeah. So I did that because I had to do it. But I'll tell you one thing, when I got to my thesis, for graduation, they get that BA for my English. I'll tell you, it was awesome. It was cool. I wanted to almost just drop. And I cried. I actually shed tears because I had to redo that paper so many times. But I had a very good professor that would not give up on me. And I did my thesis on the contrast between Toni Morrison's Beloved and what's this other writer from Mississippi? He's the one who wrote the novel about the Holocaust. I forgot the name of it already, but it was I did a contrast between those characters, those lead characters that was in the book about the Holocaust and Toni Morrison's Beloved, and that ghost, that she thought was her daughter. So if you've ever read it, and those of you out there have read Toni Morrison, and y'all know what I'm talking about. And it was hard. Why did I pick that? I just kept asking myself, but I learned a lot. And when you're writing, even when you get that writer's block, you cannot give up. You can take a break, but you just got to keep on. You got to dive right on back in there and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. So I suppose I could say that I found my writing style and my writing voice from that thesis. From having to do that tough thesis that took me through mud, water, blood, tears.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
But for the movie, it was easier to find my voice. Simply because I had watched Perry Mason all my life. I knew Perry Mason episodes so well, y'all. Jacoby and that when they would get to the scene, I knew what the line was going to be. That came out the person's mouth.
You quote word for word, huh?
Word for word. So it was easier because I knew the voice that I needed to put in the movie based on it being a crime mystery, right?
Okay.
So it was easy to pull that voice simply from the genre, the setting, and the syntax and everything from me having watched that series for all of my life. Yeah.
So in writing the script for a movie, do you feel like you need to have isolation? When I say that, meaning like kind of blocking out like what's happening on TV, what's happening in the world, so that it doesn't like impact what you're writing and what you're putting into the film that you're making.
You gotta. And not only that, you gotta have all these characters in your head.
Yeah.
When you're writing, you got all these people in your head, and you got their emotions and their feelings. You got their anger, you got their happiness, you got the sadness from each one of those characters in your head. And they're all, you got all these people in your head are telling you what to do. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you do got to be isolated, and you only gonna have to work maybe with two characters at a time.
Okay.
And to see how they're interacting. Do they interact together, or are they interacting with someone else? So if these two characters are interacting with each other, you gotta get that voice and figure out how are they going to interact with each other. And if they're also going to interact with someone else, who is it going to be? All right. And then after you figure out who is it going to be, then you got to figure out how they're going to interact with each other.
Ooh.
And that, like that. Yeah.
That's quite a bit. And that's why I was like, how do you start with the end and then like work your way back?
Well, this was a criminal case, right?
Yeah.
And I'm an attorney. And by the way, Jacoby, to go back and answer your question about the AAL, what does it mean? It's attorney at law. And that was Perry Mason's title. they didn't call them attorneys or lawyers back then. They call them attorneys at law. That's what their office sign would say, and that's what their desk would say.
Nice.
On their window, because they used to have their name on the window, glass window, before you go into their office, and they would say it outside the building. They have a plaque outside the building. Perry Mason, attorney at law. So that's what that AAL stands for.
Nice.
And now to get back to you, you were asking about the isolation. Did we cover that? Or what
we covered the isolation. I was just acknowledging how I feel like how difficult it would be.
Oh, the ending.
Yeah, you start with the ending and then trying to work the characters back and build the characters out, and in starting with the ending, and as you start to build it out, does it make you change the ending, or do you stick with that being the main plot of what you want it to be?
It's going to depend on what your theme is and what you're writing about. So I'm writing a criminal case, and I'm going to win the case. So therefore, I knew what the ending was going to be. The ending is with me winning it. But how am I going to win it?
Yeah.
What proof am I going to have? Who's going to be the guilty party? Who's going to be my protagonist? And who's going to be my antagonist?
Yeah.
Because you always got to have your protagonist and an antagonist. In any story, any book, any film, any movie. You can have more than one, but it's always good to just have one of each. For starting, for starters. If you're just starting in it. Once you get, if you're going to keep doing it, because everybody keep asking me to make a series from it, but I just haven't had the time, and God hasn't told me to do it. But if you're going to keep doing them, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, you'll get that more experience under your belt where you can have a couple of antagonists and a couple of protagonists. So that's how my ended. That's why I started with the ending, because I knew that was going to be the easiest part to start with me winning, with M. Pearls, the attorney, winning the case.
Wow. So when you're writing the movie, are you writing it as like scripts? Are you saying, okay, this person is going to have to say this, and then this person they're going to say this, and then this person. You're writing it out.
You have a script for every character.
So what's the first of all, how long did it take you to write the script? And then what was the next step after you got done writing the script?
Well, it probably took me about 3 or 4 months to write the entire movie. And then after that, your next step is to find your actors and your camera crew. So you first need to find your camera crew, number one, before you find your actors, because what good is it finding actors if you don't have anyone to film them, right? So you find your camera crew first, right? And so then you hold auditions for your characters. You give them not the script. They'll never give you a real script to someone that's auditioning for a part. You write a similar script to what they'll be saying in the movie, but never give your original material to anyone. Never. Not until they get on the set and they have signed those papers, those non-disclosure papers. Okay.
Wow.
So you just write something similar to what they'll have to say and be doing, and you give it to them when they arrive. And of course, you interview them personally, try to see what kind of experience they have. Have they been in film before? Is it the first time? Do they like videos? Or have they ever made movies? Because sometimes when you're interviewing people that audition, you find out they have some other talents too that could help you while you're doing your thing. Because one of the interviews, she ended up helping with the set as a set coordinator, because Yeah, because she had good, and she had some experience in putting things together. And so, because you can't be in all of those places at one time when you're on the set.
No.
A set is crazy. So you got to have somebody responsible to help you with the set coordination, to help the actors with questions. Somebody over the treats, the food that's on the set. You got to have, you just got to have some other people. You got to have some crew. And most of the time, you can get people to volunteer to do that.
See, I'm from a small town, and a lot of people like from my town, they're not quick to volunteer to do things artistically. You have to kind of pull their arm behind their back sometimes to get them to do something
Memphis,
like that artistically. So yes, ma'am. So how difficult was it to get people to show up to
Not
audition?
at all. We had a great turnout.
How did you put it out in the newspaper? Did you how did you advertise? How did you advertise it?
Social media. Social media. Just put out there that you got this movie audition coming up. You don't even have to tell them the name of the movie. And that's where a lot of filmmakers make mistakes, is by putting out what the name of the movie is, because when the person that might audition for the movie see the name, they were like, nah, it's not nothing I want to go and audition for. Right?
Mhm.
So you don't tell them the name of the movie or what kind of movie it is. You just tell them you got a movie coming up, you're looking for actors, the audition is going to be held, such and such a place, such a time. Here's the contact information. If you need more information, email, phone number, blah. That's it. And they're gonna respond. And then they'll call you. They'll definitely call you. So you want to greet them, be very professional, answer that questions that they may have, and just let them know. Okay, I see you there. Thanks so much. And then they'll come. They will be there. They'll be there. And it's a good thing too to have your camera, at least one cameraman, to film your audition. While you're auditioning, because you can have some fun with that. Because like when you do your hand while y'all sitting around on free time on the set, while you're doing your take 5, because it's a lot of fun things to go on the set too. And you can film that stuff, so that if you ever want to use it for bloopers or kind of show it at the end of the movie, you've seen that done before, It's good to have, and it's good for the actors to see their own auditions too. After you select them, while when you're getting to your first set, because all of your set you can't do. You got to have different locations. You cannot do. If you've got a location where you can and got a lot of rooms, a lot of different rooms, that you can use one location to do a whole film. Did y'all know that?
No.
Well, if you looked at my movie, all of the inside scenes, except for the covered restaurant, was done in one location. One big old house on Peabody Avenue that had a whole lot of rooms, upstairs, downstairs, and basement.
Wow.
Excuse me, and except the courtroom. We used our courtroom. The judge. Now that's a real judge. That's in the movie. He let us use his courtroom.
I was doing some searching and I found the trailer on YouTube. Do you mind if I play the trailer for the audience? And
I hope it's the right one. I hope it's the right one and not the original. I mean, like not the old trailer. We had two. So let
me make sure.
Is it is it one that was kind of that came from the platforms like Tubi?
It's let's see.
The
one I'm looking at.
Local TV. If it doesn't have a whole lot of blue and sound like whoosh sound, then you got the right one.
Okay, it does have a lot of blue. It has a lot of blue, and then and it has the actors' names and stuff.
Well, just play it. It doesn't matter if they see
No,
what's on
I want them to see the right one. The right one. How does that one start off?
I don't know, because when the platforms accept your movie and put it on their platforms, they will go in and choose whatever section that they want to choose for the trailer, for their trailer. So the trailers are different on each platform where it's playing. And by the way, y'all, my movie has been playing since 2018 on these platforms, and it's still out there. And this is 2025, or is it 26?
It's moving
25.
fast.
It's 25, yeah. Almost 26 though.
Would this be the correct? Would this be the correct one?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, everybody. So the movie is on Tubi. It's called AAL, the movie trailer, and AAL stands for Attorney at Law.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm April Mendez. We'll get right to the top story of the Houston investment murder trial. Yesterday, the CFO of the Houston company was found dead. Luke Tassel, the vice president of the company, was arrested and held without bond based on statements from currently anonymous witnesses and the fact that Mr. Tassel was considered a flight risk by the prosecution. We'll keep following this story and provide you with updates as they come in.
Oh, hello. Are you in Pearls?
Yes, but I'm closed for the day.
Oh, no, please. My husband just got booked and arrested for murder.
Murder?
Yes, and he's innocent.
Come on in.
Oh, thank you.
This way. This way, please.
Thank you.
Go ahead and have a seat. Oh, your husband, excuse me. I'll have to take notes if you don't mind. My secretary's long gone. What can I do for you? Mrs.
Tassel? Leslie?
Amazing. Amazing.
Right.
Y'all go over to Tubi and check out the movie, man. Like ASAP. As soon as we get off here. Go on Tubi. Go check out the movie by Emily Pearls Kirk. AAL, the movie.
Yeah, and if you guys have, a lot of people have Roku TV, and there's also the Roku app. If you go to your Roku TV, go to your search bar, just type in M Pearls AAL, the movie, and it'll take you right to it, and it'll direct you to Tubi. The same thing with the app, Roku app, because the Roku picked it up and share and redirects it to Tubi. So that was very honored, because I didn't even know that Roku had picked it up until last year, and I don't know how long they had it.
It's not easy either getting your movie distributed through the right platforms in order to get on Tubi as well.
God sent all of that to me. I had to upload the movie. First of all, it first played on Amazon for a year, and the AWS system. I guess y'all, if you didn't know what an AWS system was, you know what it was today, because that's the computer system that went down day before yesterday, right? It caused all these glitches. So that's the AWS system. but your movie has to first be uploaded through an AWS system, through that system. And it is Amazon. So that's the first place that you really want to start to see if Amazon will pick it up. If Amazon picks it up, then you've got a pretty good, a reputable company that has picked up your movie, and then you can begin distributing it to other platforms. And I know how to do that. I'll help you do that, Jacoby, for free. But for anybody else, for anybody else, they can send me $449.95. And
it's
if you
worth
do it, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it's worth it. It is worth it. That's
I like to pull that joke from, everybody, all those advertisers used to advertise back in the day, 1995. And wait, if you order now, you're a free one or free shipping. I was just pulling from that for him.
But but no, you're actually right on the money, because your knowledge and experience is worth it. It's worth, whatever you feel like that it's worth. I actually had I would just say like a misunderstanding with an artist not too long ago, because I didn't really understand like what they understood to be their worth, you know. And they asked me a simple question, and I gave them like a long answer when all I had to really say was like, okay.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
But they like, they stood up for themselves. They were like, whoa, and it was like it turned a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when I got out, after we got the situation, rectified, and then later on I thought, what did I do wrong? I miscalculated his worth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, only the real person
it's worth,
knows what they're worth, It's like the $64 million question. Some people are not going to be worth the same amount as far as talent, but when you do know that they got talent, and then they tell you what their worth is, you pretty much got to go along with it.
You do, because there's no like you said, there's no official number that you can put on it. It's what you feel that you're worth. So that $449 is well worth it, to and 99 cents to get to because you've done it. You've either they can pay that and skip a whole bunch of steps, or they can start from zero and keep bumping their heads as many times as you probably did on your journey. Or, you know what I'm saying, they can pay the $449.99 and then skip all the bull crap, and you know what I'm saying, and go straight to the pros. So as artists, we definitely have to
and that's God taught experience, so it can't be beat. I say that's God taught experience, so it cannot be beat. God taught me everything, and He taught me right. And that's the reason
have a
why.
phone call. Sorry, but I'm not sure if they're calling for the show.
Well, we'll find out.
I'm not sure if they were calling for the show or not.
Maybe one of my fans.
It's my brother.
Oh, your brother. He may have a question.
Yeah, he may have. Well, let's see. Hello?
What's so weird?
Yo, you on the Memphis Jelks show, you live. Did you mean to call the show, or were you just calling to say what's up?
Oh, just say what's
We got super producer Q Ball on the show, y'all.
Hi, Q Ball.
Y'all don't know why you sound that way. Like you sound like like you got some kind of DJ Screw sound on your voice or something.
You probably has a Bluetooth on.
Yeah, I do my car. Spend 4 minutes through my
All right, it's close to Halloween. You scaring the crap out of me, so I'm gonna have to get you off here, bro. All right. Love you, man. Huh?
Love you whenever, bro.
Okay, will do, bro.
All
right, bet. The phone lines that y'all can see, they are open. I hope everybody don't sound like that, though, or else y'all gonna scare the mess out of me. It's too close to Halloween for all that stuff. I'm looking out the window now. Was that really, bro?
or an imposter,
right? Or Count Dracula. So I want to we're gonna have to have you back on the show again, Miss Emily Pearls. We got to, because you got so much knowledge and stuff, and I don't want to spend your whole time, because you know what I'm saying, you have multiple businesses and stuff. And one of the businesses that you have is life insurance. There's insurance and financial advising.
Right.
And I want to get into that some before we get off here tonight.
Let's dig into it. I'm getting my specs on for my whiteboard.
You're so knowledgeable, though. You're so knowledgeable, and then you're giving us so much game on these movies and stuff. Me and O over here, we mesmerized. We're thinking like, wow, like we got more questions. But the same thing with with your financial advisory company too. Yeah. So what I want to do, I want to start off by playing the commercial that that represents your company.
Okay.
And after that, we'll get into it. So here we go.
All right. Thank you so much. So I'll start off like this with a common sense question for you and O. Okay, so in Tennessee and practically every state in the United States of America, it is a law that you must have liability car insurance on your car if you're driving it in the streets. Am I correct, O?
Yep.
Am I correct, Jacoby?
Yep.
Now, you can have collision, but they didn't make it a law for you to have collision, did they? They made it a law for you to have liability. And what does liability cover on your car insurance?
Somebody else's car.
Thank you. Who was that said that? Oh,
I did.
Both of y'all?
Oh, he the smartest, but don't give him that one.
That was Jacoby. Okay, Jacoby.
That was Jacoby.
I'm getting that one. Not that time, huh? So my $64 million question is this. Why do we allow the state to determine that somebody else's life is more important than my life, and we're driving on the same streets of the city? Because they demand that I cover this other person's car in their life, but they don't care if I cover mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know the answer to that?
Nah.
But it's something to think about, isn't it?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the answer. The answer is because the state believes that we should have common sense enough to cover our own life. And I'd have to agree with them on that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's not the state's responsibility for us to cover our own life. It is our responsibility to cover our own life and the lives of our loved ones. Yes?
Correct.
But people have excuses for not buying life insurance. But you know why? There are a lot of excuses. Can you think of one, Jacoby, that you may have heard people say?
Yeah. Um, they're not healthy enough.
Okay. Write that down. What about you? Oh, can you think of one?
They don't
Excuse
need it
me.
right now.
Oh,
They'll
okay.
get it later, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, listen to this. Another excuse that they use is the cost. So people think that they can't get insurance because they're not healthy enough. And people don't get life insurance because they think, well, I got plenty of time. I don't need it right now. I'm young. And people think that they don't need to buy life insurance because they think it costs too much. But none of that is true. You can get life insurance if you're not healthy. If you have diabetes, you have car conditions, you have chronic conditions, you have whatever. If you're on disability, SSI, you can still get life insurance coverage. All right. You don't need it right now. How do you know you don't need it right now? Because the way these people drive in the streets these days and the way crime is these days, you can't say that you don't need it right now. In my opinion, we need it. My grandfather used to say, and my mom, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I didn't understand that when I was young. But all they were saying and all that meant was you need to plan ahead. And you need to plan ahead now so that you'll be ready for whenever, whatever happens. That's all that meant. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. All right. So going to the whiteboard now. Term life is less expensive than whole life or universal life. And plus, of course, the younger and healthier you are, the lower your premium's going to be, unless you smoke or have a pre-existing health condition. You could find coverage for as little as $1 a day. So when you hear those ads talking about $1 a day, that's for healthy people. Always remember that. Okay, that's the first rule. Yes, it is true that you might can get it for $1 a day, but it's for completely healthy people, and it's usually for people under 45 in the 20s, 30s. That's young and healthy. Okay, but it is the time to buy it while it's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we have what we call a medical investigation bureau. A lot of people don't know that, and it's called the MIB. They have every medical report on you if you have ever seen a doctor. If you have ever been in the hospital, they're going to check it. The insurance carriers check with the MIB, and it's going to tell it. So we have to be truthful on your applications when you apply for insurance. And that's another reason why people don't, even attempt to buy it, because they know that they've been, sickly. It doesn't matter. That is still a type of coverage that will cover you. Okay. And that report, I want your audience people to write this number down because everybody needs to get your medical report from the MIB. It is free. Okay. You need to call them at 1-866 692 6901. I'll say it again. 866 692 6901.
And that's the MIB, the medical
MIB, Medical Investigation Bureau. And they do have a website. It's MIB.com. And on that website, you ask them, it's a form you fill out. And what you're asking for is your medical file. And they also have a dispute form that they will send you. They'll mail it to you because when you see your medical report, you need that dispute form because you need to dispute it and get them to remove any incorrect data that they have put on your record. Now, it's kind of like the Consumer Credit Bureau, right? Because haven't you ever had some things put on your credit report that you didn't do?
Yep.
Right? And you had to get that off of there, right?
Yep.
Because it hurt your credit, right?
Yep.
So it's the same with this bureau. They got stuff on there that might not even apply to you. And the reason why I know that is because I had a client last year. I have already known her for about 14 to 15 years. And I knew for a fact she did not smoke. She had never smoked in her life. And they declined her application because they claimed that she smoked, that she had a regular smoker. And I said, wait a minute, what? No, I know this lady. This lady does not smoke. She never smoked in her life. So I had to, of course, call someone higher up than me to find out what we needed to do to get to the people that had that and whoever said it, right? So she gave me the information. I passed it on to the client because I can't do that for a client. A client has to do this for themselves. So she actually did it. My client did. She filled out the form. She sent it back. She disputed it. And they took it off. And guess what? She got approved for her life insurance. Okay? So it's not a game, but it's still data. I'll just put it that way. And y'all know how data can get mixed up now with technology, right?
Yep.
And what the thing about it is they don't go by your social security number, the MIB. They don't go by your social security number. All they go by is your name and your date of birth. But when people are putting in data, it's easy to transpose a number and a date of birth, isn't it? And they could easily get you mixed up putting somebody else's information and put down yours. So everybody, even if you're not going to think about signing up for any insurance, you still need to get that report. That's just something you need to do. As a citizen, you have the right to all of your medical reports. But that place right there, rather than going to individual doctors, trying to get the medical report, that place right there, it's got it all. It's just like the Consumer Credit Bureau. They got all your stuff on there. So that's the easiest place to go. And guess what? You can also find from the MIB any loss insurance policies for a loved one who may have already been deceased, and you've already paid for it. Because you know what happens? Our grandparents or our parents, they bought a policy. They didn't tell you all about it, the kids about it, right? But unfortunately, they transitioned and y'all had to pay for it. But that your parent or your grandparent might have had a policy. So you can also check there to see if you have a policy. Your loved one had a policy. You have to be the beneficiary or the closest living relative or an official appointed representative of the decedent's estate. And in addition to that, you can also look for unclaimed property. This site does a lot. And that's why I wanted to share that with y'all before I got to telling you guys about the types of insurance, because this is really, really important. There's also a term that's called demutualization. What is demutualization in the insurance business? Well, it deals with actually insurance companies. It's the process when ownership of an insurance company switches policyholders to stockholders. What they are doing what that means is the company has gone public, and and it's a process. So they switched over and they're participating in the stock market. And they do this to improve their financial situation, not yours, their financial health, because it gives them access to capital and allows them to participate more aggressively in mergers. Have you ever heard of insurance company mergers? And you hear about other companies, merchandise companies, merging. That's why they do that, because it strengthens their financial health, and it gives them the ability to merge and acquire acquisitions. So the money gained from that initial public offering, that's called an IPO, initial public offering, results in a stronger and a more competitive company. So that's why companies merge. And insurance companies do the same thing. Okay. But what happens for the policyholder? Here's the good news. The policyholder becomes a stockholder, and they didn't even know they was a stockholder. Okay? This is heavy. So that's the reason why you need to also check with this site, because they have a link on there where you can find out if any particular insurance company, or even the one that you with, if you have one, has merged with another company and they have demutualized, because you could be a stockholder. Because what that does is you would be, you don't know how many shares you have, but you would still be a stockholder, and you can find out at least that much after you find out that you're a stockholder. Now, the companies, the type of companies that this usually happens with, it's like credit unions. Have you ever been in a credit union, like from where you work, but you don't work there no more?
Yes.
But you was in the credit. A lot of people have, right? And sometimes those credit unions don't even exist anymore, but they probably merged. Just because they're not there at the location anymore, or they closed down, doesn't mean that they went out of business. Okay, they probably merged with another company. It also happens with insurance companies, as I stated, but it also happens with savings banks too. I don't know of any just straight savings banks that we have here in Memphis, but somebody out there may live somewhere else where they just have like a savings bank. In other words, they don't have a checking account, but they just deal in savings, right? So those types of organizations merge together. So, any questions about that part before I move to the next part real quick?
No.
That's good information.
That's great information. Yeah, a lot of people need to know that. All right, so let's look at the type of reasons why people should get insurance, life insurance. Because people think that, well, life insurance is only good for when I die. That is not true. You can use a life insurance policy to replace lost income. Okay? Consider what would happen. Excuse me. In this case, though, if you were to happen to die, okay, your loved ones, your wife, your children, they relied on your income, right?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? When you're gone, guess what still remains? Bills.
Your debt.
Bills and that debt. Back in the 1800s, did y'all know this? They used to have a poor man's law. And back in the 1800s, they had a poor man's law that legally released the family from the loved one's debt. When the husband died, his debt died with him. But no, as we got so modernized, the people in charge decided, we're not gonna lose that money. we're gonna get rid of that law. And they did.
Greedy.
Yes. One of the 7 deadly sins, greed. And it falls on us. And our loved ones have to pay those bills, medical bills, whatever the bill is. We got to pay it. What about the mortgage? Did you know you can buy life insurance and mortgage protection? Enough that would cover your mortgage in the event that you would transition. And of course, cover burial expenses. Do you know it costs several $1,000, $8,000 to $12,000 to bury people nowadays? And in some states, even more. But this could give you and your beneficiaries a guarantee, and it lifts the burden off of them as well as yourself. Because your family has a lot to go through. Grief is a tough burden to deal with. They don't need to have to be worried about how they're going to raise money to take care of you, and get you funeralized. How many times have you heard on the news, y'all, and on social media, somebody lost their loved one, and they got a GoFundMe account to try to raise money, right?
Yep.
And that's because what? That person did not get life insurance to make sure that they would be covered in the event something happened to them. And now that burden is left with the family and loved ones. I don't think that's fair. If you love somebody, why would you treat them like that?
It's not.
Right? Guess what else? Pay off your debt with it while you're living.
You can do that?
Yes. Just you can on whole life insurance policies. They build cash value as well as final expense policies. Now you got other policies that build cash value, but those types of policies, that you can't surrender the policy and get the cash. But on whole life policies and final expense policies, you build cash. In other words, that's your savings account plus interest. Okay. So if you take out $100,000 life insurance policy, then that policy is building cash every day. It's building cash value every day, plus interest. Whatever the federal interest rate, it's building cash. So you got $100,000 policy, right? So you paid it for 10 years. And 10 years, you may have about $16,000 built up in cash value. All right. But let's say in 10 years, something happened, an emergency happened. Did you know that you can withdraw that $16,000 and still have your $100,000 coverage?
Wow. I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know. And that's what we do. We let you know, and we weren't taught it. The only reason why we don't know it is because we weren't taught it, right? College planning. How many of you guys know this for a fact? People didn't have money to send their kids to college, so they created junior colleges, right?
Yep.
How many times have you heard on the news, well, the tuition rates are going up to so-and-so college is full, right?
Yep.
Tuition steady rises. So if you got 5-year-old, 6 years old kids now, look, take out a $250,000 policy for them, or $100,000 or $125,000 life insurance policy. Because why? Because they're young. Because we sell juvenile life insurance. They're young and they can get the highest amounts. They're young, they're healthy, and it's going to be cheaper. It's going to run you probably about $15-$20 a month. Take out that policy on them. And by the time they get 18 and get out of school, they can withdraw that cash value that has built up all those years and use it to pay their tuition for their college. And still be covered for that $250,000.
Mm.
Less that amount that they took out. So let's say, for instance, your child, you buy this policy, $250,000 life insurance policy, paying $20. And did I mention this? That the same $20 that you pay when they're 6 or 7 years old, it's going to remain the same while they're 18. We call that a fixed premium. Your premium doesn't change. Okay? So let's say the kid got a $250,000 policy. Okay, when the kid gets 18, you got, let's say, about $18,000 built up cash value. All right, so let's take, I'm going to say 20,000. Okay? It's probably a stretch, but I can calculate better in my head that way. So you got $250,000 policy. So the kid say, okay, yeah, mommy, dad, I want to go to college. Oh, so mom and dad can say, oh, no problem. Mom and dad picks up the phone. Look, my kid getting ready to go to college. How much cash value do I have? I need that. Send me a check. Okay? So insurance company sends you a check. That was $20,000. So Jacoby, tell me how much is left on that insurance policy.
250,000.
And subtract that 20,000.
230,000.
So your child still has a $230,000 coverage for his life. That doesn't change except for the amount that you get borrow from it. If you borrow from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not enough insurance to cover?
That's more than enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, and should anything happen to your child, you get the full face value. You get the full face value of that $230,000. You know, unfortunately, kids get in sports. You know, we just recently had a 16-year-old in the city of Memphis that unfortunately lost his life. You know, he was playing football, got heat stroke. Y'all remember hearing that on the news?
Yeah.
So, you know, kids get into these rough activities. So you just don't know. Just don't know. You know, but we hope that it doesn't happen. But in the event that it does, then the family has that $230,000. That's not going to bring back their loved one. But it does help just a little bit, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we talked about bill cash. But guess what? Jacoby, you've been talking about businesses. And you're starting your record business, right?
Correct.
And you're young. It's time for you to get a life insurance policy. Because guess what? This will cover your obligations so that your hard work in your profession, and this for any other entrepreneur that is self-employed, this will cover your obligations for your hard work so it doesn't go to waste. Because guess what? Rather than, do you know how hard it is to get a business grant, to build a business, or to start a business?
Yep.
It's difficult, right? So get your life insurance, get you 100 or 250,000. And really, y'all get higher than that. Y'all get 2 million. Up to 5. Some insurance companies will insure you up to $5 million. So get you an insurance policy. Let that cash be building up. While you still working hard, growing your business, right? But just when you get to the peak of where, everything is good now. Everything is in place. I got this in place, that's in place, this is in place, but I don't have enough the cash. I just don't got the dough. Pick up the phone. So insurance company, look, I need to withdraw from my policy. How much cash value do I have? Mr. Jelks, you have around about 35,000 built up on that million. Well, let me have all that. Send me a chat. Check it in the mail. Put in your business. All right, so let's just take some questions now, in case anybody, have any questions. And keep in mind, I said, if you're on SSI or disability, we do have plans that are guaranteed coverage for you, that knows that you have, illnesses and sicknesses, but we have what we call a guaranteed coverage, and those are usually final expense policies, especially for people who are 60s, in their 60s, 70s, and it goes up to about 85. So that would be good for your grandparents. You want to share that information with them. And if you've ever been declined before, a lot of people think that, well, I did apply for insurance about 2 or 3 years ago, but they declined me. Okay, so what? That doesn't mean that you don't qualify, okay, and that you cannot apply again. Yes, you can. Some agents will tell you, well, if you get declared, so we want to get this right. No. Yeah, if you get declined, yes, it does not. You just decline from that particular carrier, but there are some other carriers that may have different underwriting guidelines that you can apply with, because each insurance carrier has their own set of underwriting guidelines. Some are more lenient than others. So it doesn't, just because you got this decline does not mean that you cannot apply again. And if you'd like to become an agent, just give me a call. Write this number down. My number is 844-444-0102. I'll say that again, 844-444-0102. And I'll type it in the chat here on the phone in case anybody would like to have that. Wow. We take a Q&A, yeah. Questions from the audience or questions or Jacoby?
I'm writing it in the chat as we speak.
Oh, great. Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone then.
I do have questions.
Okay.
First of all, I got a statement.
Okay.
I hate that I ever went to the doctor and they asked me, like, do you smoke on the thing? And I put, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have to tell the truth. But it doesn't mean that you can't get life insurance.
I didn't know that, like, you're not even thinking at that point that could affect anything on the back end.
Oh yeah, on the back end. I see, like the MIB. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. They turn all that.
So that's kind of a trick question. I mean, like,
but they turn it in.
They turn it in, and then when you go try to later on, when you go try to file, they bring that back up. Hey, remember that time you went to the doctor? You should have just smoked that cigarette.
Yeah, you become a liability now.
What? Oh, why didn't this is something that I should have known earlier?
No, but you have to tell the truth. I
probably would have tried to.
You would try to conceal it.
I would have never like snitched on myself. I snitched on myself.
No, you told the truth. And like I said, just because you smoke does not mean that you cannot get covered. What it does mean, though, is because you smoke, you will have to pay a higher premium than somebody that's your age that doesn't smoke. See?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you still get coverage, but it's just going to cost you a little bit more than the healthy person that don't smoke.
Would it still be pretty affordable though, or would it be like super expensive?
Yeah, well, I do free consultations, and you'll be able to, like the studio we're in now. I have a meeting room where I share my screen, and you can watch me actually do the quotes. But it shows me different companies based on the information that you give me, which is a short, what we call financial analysis. Is really short, but you don't have to give me any financial information for me to do a quote for you. For me to do a quote for you, all I have to have is your birthday, and the amount of face coverage you want to, or the amount of the monthly premium that you can afford. And sometimes I might have to have your height or your weight, but most of the times I don't. So and that's all I need. I don't even have to have your social security number just to give you a quote.
Wow.
So you're going to be my first customer from tonight, right, Jacoby? And
Hey.
just to give a quote.
Hey, we're definitely leaning toward that way.
Yeah, it's no obligation but you need to know what you're qualified for. It doesn't hurt to know that.
That's true.
You're not under any obligation to buy or sign up, because I like to educate. I tell people all the time, I don't sell insurance. I educate you on it. And then it's your decision as to what you want to do. So you need to be educated to know what category you're in right now. In other words, how are the insurance companies looking at me right now? Because, so I would put in your date of birth, because the first thing they're going to go by is your age. Second thing they're going to go by is your health. So we would have to put smoking or non-smoking on the quote. That's all. So we will put smoking on you. Your date of birth, the amount of coverage you're looking for, or the amount of premium, and that's your monthly premium that you pay every month. How much would you want to pay? Would you want to pay $100? Would you want to pay $75? Would you want to pay $50? You can go by that. And I'd like to share this too. A lot of people think that they have to pay their insurance monthly. Nope. You can pay it quarterly, or you can also pay it annually. And guess what? Just like your car insurance, if you pay it annually, you get it cheaper, right? The insurance company for life insurance does the same thing. If you pay it the annual lump sum, you're going to be shaving off about $200 or $300. Why do they do that to us?
Wow.
But I mean, I guess they consider they're giving us a break somehow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing about it is, if you're buying it for your kid, somebody that's 18 and under, and they're healthy, if you're gonna pay it annually and it's only $20 a month, what do you got? You got $240. You pay that annually. You don't want to be paying that every month, right?
Exactly. They're covered for the whole year.
Covered for the whole year. Right?
Yeah.
And plus it probably wouldn't be $240, it'd probably be just $210. If you pay it annually. Yeah. So even if you're not going to insure yourself right now, you do want to insure your children. And that's how you build wealth. You build wealth by insuring your children, make sure that they are financially stable first. And how do you do that? You do it through life insurance. Because if they want to go to college, that insurance policy that you paid $200 a year for is going to give them a lot of cash value that builds up by the time they get 18. And we know everybody's not college bound, right?
Yeah.
What if your child want to go into music? Be a producer. Might want to make a film. Yeah, they're 18. They got to discuss it with dad and mom, because dad and mom is actually the owner of the policy. But once the kid gets 18, the kid's gone. Got to sit down and talk to mom and dad about what they want to do. If they don't want to go to college, then mom and dad can say, okay, well, we'll give you an investment. And so if the kid has $18,000 built up in cash value on the policy, mom and dad might say, well, we're going to give you $9,000 and let you, start out, and we're going to watch and see how you handle it. Right? You're not giving the whole $18,000. I mean, you could if you want to, But I'm just saying.
That's probably a recipe for disaster.
That's what I'm saying. That much money blow a kid's mind, man.
Yeah,
first thing you want to do is go out and buy an expensive car.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. I've gone to school with people who have gotten like their parents left them life insurance and they passed, and then they had TVs in every crevice of the car.
They did everything but the right
systems,
thing.
Rims bigger than the car. I'm like, whoa, man. The lifestyle.
They did everything but the right thing, because what they should have done was taken that money and bought a life insurance policy for themselves or someone else, or some of it anyway. And build wealth. Let that wealth keep on building. That's how you build wealth. You see. Do you think these millionaires use their own money that they earn? No. They invest in life insurance, of stock markets, and things like that. That's gonna pay them cash value and interest. And they take that interest money, and that's what they live out of.
Yep.
If they got $20 million invested around in life insurance and stocks, you got some cash value. That's a lot of cash value building up each year. Well, heck, you're going to have about $100,000, if not $200,000 worth of cash value, per year. And when you divide 12 months into 200,000, that's going to average out to have about what? About what? 10,000 a month, 15,000 a month, something like that. That they can live off of.
Yeah,
that's how they stay rich. But we weren't taught that.
Yeah, they just borrow against their interest rates, like borrow against the. Let's say you own assets. Then what you do is you go to the bank and you put your assets up as collateral, and then you say,
that's what we do.
Let me get a $20 million loan on based off my assets.
If they want to do it,
the whole time your assets are constantly growing.
Yeah.
So you really just got $20 million to play with at this point.
Yeah. That's the face value.
And because the interest is going to be less on you paying the $20 million back than you would make, if it was just sitting there.
Yeah. Why do you
think?
So
it's better to go ahead and just get a bunch of money.
Yeah, but they live off the interest, tax free. I mean, from month to month, they live off that interest without touching the asset, without touching the base or the face value. See
exactly. They never touch the actual asset.
No. That's how they built wealth, and that's how they stay rich. But we were never taught that way.
Because let's say I'm just throwing random numbers out there, but let's just say that you got $50 million worth of assets in the bank, and then the interest rate on that is 10%, and then you go out and take a $20 million loan out. You still haven't touched your your 50 million. You put your 50 million up as collateral, but it's getting 10% interest. But they only charge you 3% interest or 3% interest to pay back the $20 million loan. So basically, over a certain amount of time, you didn't spend any money.
You didn't spend anything.
The 10% interest on the 50 million is going to make more money back than the 3% that you're going to pay back for the 20 that you borrowed. So it's going to pay for itself in a certain amount of years. But then you take that 20 and you invest in something else and grow something else, and then once you get to a certain level, if you lose, you just something wrong with you.
Yeah, but that's how they do it. We weren't taught that way, and I think instead of all these stupid types of classes that they want to teach our children of the future in school these days, they need to be teaching them finance. They need to be teaching them how to grow wealth, finance, how for investing and how life insurance works. Because it's really simple for a student to understand how to buy a life insurance policy, or to tell their mom and dad, hey, get a life insurance policy, mommy, this is what I learned in school, because this is how it works. Right?
Yeah.
That's what they should be teaching. And they all, but no, all they want to talk about is poverty. Poverty. We got a problem because of poverty. No, we got the problem because you're not teaching us right and didn't never teach us right.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta pick up on this conversation when you come back on the show again for the next on the part 2, because we gotta do one. Because there's a lot more. We're getting into a whole nother world now, like a whole nother episode.
That's true. I'll be happy to come back anytime. Guess what? You're gonna be coming on my show pretty soon.
Yes,
So
yeah,
Sybil
me
said,
and yeah.
Sybil,
Invite the
Sybil
Memphis
said,
Jelks
just
show.
what-
We'll come.
Yeah.
Good
Sybil
show.
said, "Wait till I get back." She said, "I said, no, don't worry, Sybil." So I think Sybil will probably have y'all coming back sometime in November, probably early part of November, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, but I'll be have to come back anytime. I know you guys want to talk some more about the movie making, how to get
Definitely.
that done.
And we may want to work with you on our movie. I definitely want to put out a movie.
Oh, you do? Okay, great.
We got a homie. We got a homeboy named Janal too. Mecca. He's into filming and stuff. And
okay.
Yeah.
Mecca.
I'll be happy to.
I got 2 things on my bucket list. Well, quite a few, but two other things that are on my bucket list. Yeah, I ain't jumped out that airplane yet, but
so you got a big bucket, but the bucket got holes in it right now, huh?
One of them is to write a book and put out a book, and then the other one is to do a movie, put out a movie. So that's definitely in my top 5 bucket list.
I would suggest doing your movie first, because right now, with the technology that's out there now, we got a lot available to us that I didn't even have when I did mine in 2017. I would say grab it while it's hot. I would do the movie right now before the book, because you can write any old time.
Do I need a whole lot of money do I need a big budget to put my movie together? Or
no, you don't. And I can tell you all about that, how that works for me.
Okay.
And my editor actually lives in the UK. The guy that edited my film is if you'll see it when you watch it at the actually it's on the intro. Because I put my credits up front and back because I wanted to give my actors the recognition that they deserve. So I have the names at the front running credits. Somebody told me, well, that's too long. I said, okay. But it's not your movie either.
Exactly. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me tell you, when you start making them, everybody gonna want to tell you what to do. That's not right. Now they look better if it's like them. No, they don't need to say that. Don't sound right. It's your movie. If you're gonna be the director, you have to take control. It's okay to take their suggestions, but you must control the narrative at all times. But I would say make your movie first, and let them know up front. Look, I don't mind taking suggestions from you guys, but y'all cannot tell me or force me to accept your suggestion. But I do like to hear. I do like to hear it, and I do welcome constructive criticism. Just let them know up front, because you have to start out like you're gonna end up with them. Because if you don't, they will give you a headache.
I'm gonna be in touch. With you. Oh, we gotta write a movie. Oh.
You and O better get
master plan.
Yes.
Yeah, you and O better get started. Yeah.
The quicker we get the script, the better. The quicker we get the script, then we can start moving and grooving.
Yeah. And look like you two guys know pretty much about the same things. So I still say write about what y'all know. And when y'all put that together, you got a blockbuster.
Thank you. Thank you so much for
You
joining us
guys are
tonight, Miss
awesome.
Pearl.
You guys are fantastic.
Yeah,
I
Thank you.
say when they put you two guys together on a movie, it's gonna be a blockbuster.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. God don't make
Well,
no
I
mistakes.
thank you so much for inviting me. I have enjoyed laughter and being with you guys because my show is relaxed and laid back too. And I like the atmosphere of your show, relaxed and laid back. And I'll be happy to come back and be with you guys anytime.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
And I look forward to y'all coming with us too.
Perfect. So this is the part where we just let everybody say their last, final words for the episode. So we start with the guests. Just you can let the people know where they can follow you, things of that nature. If you want to shout out somebody, and then we just go around the room, and then we're gonna be out. Thanks everybody for watching. Check it out. Here we go. Final thoughts.
Okay, so I want to first of all thank the hosts and co-hosts, Jacoby and O, and the Memphis Jelks show for inviting me. I'll tell you, I cannot talk enough about how terrific and awesome these two guys are with their music capability, their skill, their talent. They're phenomenal. I just want to give a shout out to my co-host of the Moses, who is on the Amtrak train watching the show. She's saying that's Sybil Marie Presley. I also want to give a thank you. I also want to give a shout out to Apostle Teresa Rucker, who is on my team. She's an insurance agent, and so I want to give her a shout out. And let's see, I was trying to see if there's anybody else in here that I knew. I don't see anyone else that I know, but they're probably watching because if your show is like my show, they'll watch, but they don't feel like typing. Right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I want to thank y'all for watching. And I ask that you guys please share the show on behalf of myself as well as the Memphis Jelks. Now you can reach me at 1-844-444-0102. If you're already on Facebook, you can send me a friend request to Emily Pearls Kirk. That is my profile name. It's on Twitter. We are the Emily Pearls Show. And on LinkedIn, I'm Emily Kirk, MLA. And that's where am I? A lot of other places, because when we broadcast on 11 platforms, but I like to use just the main ones. Oh, and YouTube. Our YouTube channel is TEPS Productions. That's T is in Tom, E is in Edward, P is in Paul, S is in Sam Productions. And the TEPS is simply for the Emily Pearl Show. So if you forget one of those initials, just say, the Emily Pearl Show Productions. So that gives me TEPS, right? The Emily Pearl Show. That's how you remember our YouTube channel. So that's where we are: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We're also on LinkedIn. We're also on Rumble. We're also on Twitch. We on and what's the other one? Not Troll. Trovo, I think that's what it is. Those are my gamers. We have a lot of gamers that watch us in the UK. We have a lot of friends over there because we did radio first on my show, and most of our listeners came from the UK. So we're still popular over there as well. And matter of fact, my second guest was a music performer from France that was on my show. So I just want to thank y'all again. And y'all know I need to shut up now. But, being a podcaster and the host of a talk show, sometimes we just keep on talking. But right now, I'm zipping it and turning it back over to these two wonderful guys, Jacoby and O. Thank y'all again for having me tonight.
Thank you so much. Oh, you're up to bat.
Great show tonight. We appreciate you coming on the show. A lot of informative information. I feel like I was educated well tonight. And look forward to having you back on the show.
Thank you. I'll be back.
Well, Miss Emily Pearls, Kirk, you are family now because you've been on the Memphis Jelks show, and anybody who come on the show, you're family now. So when we barbecue, you know, you can come to the barbecue and enjoy some good food, get a plate, some of this Memphis barbecue.
Yeah.
Anytime that you want to come back on the show, you know what I'm saying, you're more than welcome. If you have anything to promote or just share or just some knowledge that you want to give out, you know what I'm saying? Because we're all about inspiring people, you know what I'm saying, to follow whatever it is that their dreams or goals or visions are. You know what I'm saying? God bless you. We appreciate you for coming on. We're looking forward to the next one. And hey, everybody out there who watched tonight, I hope y'all learned something. And we're about to be out. So much love. We'll see y'all later. Peace.
Squad up, haters down, haters down. If you ain't about that life, don't come around.